This video is to give you insight into the change of costs for the veterinary profession, especially regards non-routine procedures. If we take an example of a caesarean C-section, today would cost about 1,400. Costing materials, for example, the anaesthetic and suture material, would be about £50. So this is a profit markup of 6,750% compared to the year 2000, where the cost would be about 200, cost to perform would be 35, and a profit ratio of 471. So there's been a drastic increase in this field regards prices and profit ratios. Now, to find out why this has occurred, we need to look at the profit ratios of other areas. For example, this is what clients would perceive as now, which is completely untrue. We are more likely like this. This is the state of the veterinary profession regards financial status. But the big question is why. We have to look at the daily transactions to give an idea and how things have changed. The consultations make up about 32%, routine ops, which are spays and neuters, 19%, non-routine, dentals, lump removals, those sort of things, vaccinations, 12%, sale of medications, and also sale of flea and worm preparations. So now we're going to look at the profit ratios of these different areas. So for sale of flea and worm, in the year 2000 we were making a markup of 30%, but now because of the competitive market that exists, profit markup is 4%. Medications, drugs, long-term medications, a profit in the year 2040, and now it's down to 4%, again because of competitive pricing online pharmacies. Neuters and castrates, again, seen a reduction here. Profit 2000 was about 600, 2024 down to 360. And also vaccinations, again, a reduction in profit. So all these areas have seen a massive reduction in profit. So other areas have to go up in profit to compensate for all these losses elsewhere. If we look at euthanasia, that's roughly about the same. Year 2000 to now, and also the consults will run at 100% profit because that is just time. We're not taking into consideration the running cost of the building, salaries, equipment, everything else. So the big horrible turkey we've got is these non-routine surgeries. For example, dentals, lump removals, broken bones, things like that. The profit in the year 2000 was 600%. The profit today in the year 2024 that we mark up is 5,000%. This is to compensate for all the money that is now not being made from sale of flea preparations, medication, drugs, and also low-cost vaccinations and everything. As you can see here how everything's changed, and the only area that can be increased to actually make the surgery profitable or financially viable is the non-routine surgeries. These are the only area where the increase has been astronomical to compensate for all the other decreases in profit, stroke losses from everything else. So the only area that they can actually make the money is in these. Now, if you look at the material costs versus the charge to the client, you can see what an astronomical markup there is. But that is to keep the practice going. Unfortunately, this has occurred due to the loss in profit in other areas. For example, a complicated dental can only cost roughly about £20 to do for the anaesthetic. It's the time that takes. And that can be charged out at £650. A twisted stomach, for example, anaesthetic and suture material, again a drastic markup. So this means in times of emergency when clients need us the most, this is when they actually get the shock of these big bills. So sadly our clients no longer love us. Another major problem or headache for the profession is recruitment. The workforce has changed completely. The number of experienced older vets has depleted drastically, and the workforce is basically filled with young, inexperienced, unprepared vets. The dropout rate of newly qualified vets is very high. In the first 2 years, as many as 40% can leave the profession, and this could reflect on the university's student selection criteria and also in their preparation of them to do the job. Unfortunately, graduates are basically passing and not possessing the day one skills.